So today, kind of as we move through our lean journey here at ECA and as we set to improve every aspect of the business, what we're doing is we're starting out with what we call our inventory cage area. And we're taking what essentially has been a trip hazard disaster. And we are going to go ahead and optimize this for our business. So we are going to have, you can see here that we've kind of got a cabinet with the start of, hey, there's, paints and materials in here. And for the most part, this is fairly well organized. But you can see that we've got parts, pieces, materials up here that don't have Kanbans, don't really have a home. We've got paint that this is being well done. So we've got replacement boxes in our main box there. But the problem is we don't know when this stuff's being taken from here and out to a job site or out to cleaning. So we're actually at this point have no way of counting for any of this out on jobs. It's just material we're giving to customers for free. Go down here, same with this thing. Hey, grease gun. We've got, this is a good start where we've got the actual SOP on how to reload your grease gun, but it's hidden behind a door. So unless I go and grab this, I'll never see this. So it is good that when I do go and grab this, I have that there, but we're not actually putting the answer where the question is. The question here is, how do I let people know I need this, and not necessarily how am I loading the gun at this point in time. We've got lubricants. So again, it's there, it's great, but there's nothing for replenishment. All the way down the line, we have this one, which is perfect. Hey, that's set up right. We've got our white marking paint, and we've got our powder coat cleanup. But again, there's nothing there to indicate that it needs to be replaced. Tape, we do have that. That is set up right. We need a bin for that because as nice as it is just to cut the top off and say, hey, here's some blue tape, that's just prone to falling on the floor and becoming a mess. Caulk, nothing there. There's a random bottle of pulling lubricant behind it. Paint brushes, chip brushes does have a Kanban card, but nothing. Rollers do have it. And then just mixing cups. Again, nothing. And stirring sticks. Again, nothing. So as we go through our lean journey here, part of what we're kind of looking at is how do we take this just disheveled mess, right? It's very hard for me to look at this and make sense of what's happening on this shelf. It seems like there's semi-color coordination, but not really, right? Because I've got red bins down here. I've got blue bins here. I've got some red and blue bins here. And I got no idea what any of the stuff is. I can see the only thing that's got a Kanban card's up there. And that one up there is for our PVC glue. So it's great, but then we got a bunch of it over here. So what are we doing? It's not very clear where things are. And I see I got 6-inch rollers, but I've got 12-inch rollers here and no card. I've got another series like this is, this doesn't look to be in all that great a shape. It probably needs to get disposed of. I think the issue that we're having is, yes, it's starting to come together, right? We're starting to see, but we've got broken material on the floor. Even though the chain's not broken, this is becoming unusable. And because it's becoming unusable, we won't. There's barbed wire just laying around, which is fine. We do, on occasion, have to use that, but just throwing it on the floor is another issue. So we can see that, hey, we're starting to organize it here a little bit, but you can't tell me what's what and where it is. And this shelf just looks like it's a disheveled mess with stuff stacked in front of other stuff. And then this shelf's actually hiding, right? It's hard to see this one. We've got hazards where I'm short, so I can walk under it, but if you're a taller guy, you're catching one in the head. The only thing that's really looking good right now is probably our fitting shelf, which everything on one shelf is color coded. It would be nice to see that, hey, the Kanban cards are also matching color coordination. So if we're gonna go red, let's go with red header cards. If we're going blue, let's go blue header cards. If we're going gray, let's go with gray. Technically, these should be yellow because it is for 1 inch sized fittings, and so the bins should be yellow, but they don't make yellow bins in that size. So we're just gonna have to live with the fact that there's no yellow bins. So we'll just, we'll pretend they're yellow. Moving over here, we can see that this one's kind of coming together. The Kanban's been pulled, but for what? Like, we have a Kanban pulled for a massive amount of inventory. Kanban pulled here. It looks like we've got lots and lots and lots of inventory. So something's not right. Again, I know what these are. These are welding rods. These are welding sticks that we use out in the field occasionally, which is nice. They're on the shelf nicely, but there's nothing that indicates what they are. We're starting to get better, right? Okay, so we got flap discs where they're in a bin. They're in a nice red bin. It's got a matching red header card, and you can actually kind of see where it is and how the inventory looks. That looks pretty good, but we need to get a second bin so that we've got our 2-bin system set up. Again, here's another one. This is great. Another one again. Now these we don't use as much. This is rare occasion type stuff, so maybe we can find a better place for it instead of in the inventory. Again, welding tips. This is something we use a lot of, and so the guys will take those. And looks like we've got the start of a 2-bin system, which is really nice. But we need to get something on the cover of this so that the guys know to snag that Kanban card when it comes time. And then we got all our caps inventory. We've got hinges inventory, which is great, except we need to get some bins so that we can actually move it around. Because you see what happens when you don't have bins. They come apart. And when they start coming apart, they become unusable. So now we've got scrap. We've got waste because it's going to get scrapped out. We've also got materials over here like this, which does not fit with the rest of the inventory here. We've got this plate right here. This plate is specific to gate operators. It actually, do we even have the operator that this goes to? We've got some other pieces, parts, and materials. We've got low voltage stuff, all of which probably needs to either A, find its way to a scrap bin because it's just garbage, or it needs to be labeled and set aside. Then we get to the really scary stuff. Before we even get to this, which, hey, yes, Adam's got all his bins here, which is super cool for new bins, but they're in the boxes. The stuff's down there, it's not being used. And then this monstrosity, which, if you look at it, is scary in amongst itself. So you can't tell me that anybody knows what's what in here and can identify anything. So this is a rubbish pile that just is doing its job being garbage. I mean, that's what it's doing. So we need to go through, and I bet you anything, there's a bunch of this stuff that's super critical to actually producing gates in an effective way, but because we have them spread out like this, they might as well not even exist. Because what'll happen is somebody's gonna wanna come out here and say, hey, we need some tri-point 3/4 inch finials, and we don't know how many they are. I don't know how to find them, and it's doomed to buy a bunch more inventory that we're not gonna need. So we're just kind of going through the process and seeing all the stuff that we have and the areas of improvement that we can make. And that's kind of where we're at. Again, this is just crazy. We've got ratchet straps, or not ratchet straps, but zip ties. Ratchet straps, zip ties. And we've got a nice bin for them here. But again, no Kanban card, no identification, no flow, because I've got truck and track rails and skates and wheels up here and brackets and stuff like that. And I've got zip ties. So, and then I've got junction boxes, some of which have been used, some of which are so old we'll probably not even be able to use them. So this is all, it's just sitting on the ground. We've got wire ties just sitting on the ground. So some of that stuff either needs to get on a truck that can be used out in the inventory or out in the field, or this needs to go in the garbage. Same with here. We're impeding a walkway. So here's this week's lean transformation area. Here's my goal. My goal is that what we do is we're actually, I wouldn't mind it if we can get rid of this. There is good stock on here that needs to make sure we keep it. But because it's on this thing, we've already rebought the product. I've seen the product come in from an order and go back out, even though it's right here. So we ordered stuff, left this alone, didn't touch it because it's here, and then sent it out. So there is a huge opportunity here for us to fix these problems. We just need to fix it. So when the time comes, we actually have the ability. So anything on here that's of no use needs to go in the garbage, and everything else needs to go away. So I don't mind the actual door, saying, hey, a smaller door here. But what I'd really like to get to is once all of this is cleaned up, we get some proper shelving in here over the next week or two. And I'm gonna give us a week here to get this done, but I'd like to see that wall probably gone, the chain link wall, and have a nice open floor plan as we walk into the area, right? And the reason I say that is, and let me just close this here. The reason I say that is it would be nice to be able to stage some of this, get rid of some of this stuff too, not some of it, but most all of it here. You keep what's usable and everything else can go in the garbage. But just stage so we get all of our jobs set up this side and this side. And then what we could do is now when I need to go grab inventory for the job, I got it right behind me. So when I come out of the morning meeting into the fabrication area, and I now can go locate my work supplies, anything else that I need that wasn't picked that I know I need, I can replenish those supplies. I think we need to get some carts, probably little shopping carts, so that we could take those with us when we go somewhere. And I think what we're gonna be doing here is, let's see, yeah, so we got a shopping cart back there. We've got gate, forklift just spruing about. There's lots and lots and lots of opportunity here. Where they got goosenecks up there, which is neat, but they need to be somewhere more practical. We've got carts with just stuff and pairs of safety glasses here completely being, right, we're treating everything like garbage, and when you treat everything like garbage, it might as well be. So we've got sanding blocks that aren't with sanding blocks, safety glasses that aren't in the safety glass area, and we've got some problems. So this is just areas of concern, but yeah, I think we get some shopping carts. I think some of this, if it's just getting in the way, we're gonna throw it out. Start of the wall, we've started to build out all the extension cords. We are prototyping and improving our flow system. And the funny thing is you can actually see where a majority of the dust gets sucked up. So you can see that this one's super dirty. This one is not very dirty at all. Super dirty, not very dirty at all. It's just kind of funny how this works, and super dirty. And the funny thing is we set this up as kind of a test piece. And the funny thing is this one could probably, even though it's working and doing something, it is not doing nearly as much work as, say, the ones in the corner. And that one is doing virtually no work, which is just hilarious. Just how you can see this one super dirty, this one fairly clean. I don't know if you could pick that up on camera, but hey, who knew? I figured they all get kind of dirty at the same rate, but they don't. That one. So it tells me that we probably want almost double of these over on this side, because it seems like there's more updraft there. And then this one's just clean. It's just interesting. So we had set this up, side note here, just to kind of help with the cleaning of the area up when we're fabricating. And the idea is that we are going to put up a curtain across here, and that curtain, you know, whether or not we come this way with it, which we're probably going to block the door off just to help keep down some of the dust, but this has been a tremendous improvement, and you can kind of see where there's more improvement to be made. So that's it. I think there needs to be shopping carts. All this stuff's got to go if it's being unutilized. We need to bring shopping carts over, park the carts so that we can shop and grab our materials. But for right now, lots of areas of improvement coming. This one's going to be first.